Today, I will be walking you through managing anger in a somatic experiencing way. For many people, anger is a very uncomfortable feeling, especially for those people who, during their childhood, it may not have been safe to express anger at what was happening to them. These people tend to, very much like sadness, suppress, distract, or numb anger rather than being able to feel it. If we have any imbalances around these anger emotions, we will not be able to express healthy anger in a healthy way at the right time. So doing this work of managing anger in a somatic experiencing way will be very helpful for those who want to have healthy boundaries and healthy aggression in their life. I want you to think of a time in the past when you have felt angry. Angry at something, angry at someone. And as you identify that situation, put yourself back in that situation mentally. Where were you at? What were you wearing? Who all was there? Was this a time when someone embarrassed you in front of other people? Was this a time when someone hurt something or someone that you loved? What was it that made you angry? And as you put yourself back in that moment, I want you to then shift your attention, just like yesterday, to actually what's happening in your body right now. Away from the event and situation and into your body, and notice anything that is uncomfortable or unpleasant that is showing up in your body. What is happening? For me, what I'm noticing right now is that there's some heat that's coming down into my hands, up in my cheeks and my forehead, and my hands want to move. This is very normal for this emotion of anger. When we feel anger and anxiety, the activation in our nervous system tells it to move. It tells it to move by sending an electrical charge down our nerves. This electrical charge happens with the different ions and which ones come in and which ones go out of the nerve cell itself. But there is an electrical charge that communicates in milliseconds from your brain to your muscles that there is an activation and we need to do something and move. So movement is going to be more important here than it was yesterday with sadness. And as you're noticing what symptoms are showing up in your body, what I want you to do now is, again, rate the intensity of that. I'm going to rate my intensity right now at a 6. Give yours a number. And what we're going to be doing is bringing it down to a 5 or whatever is the lower number for you. And now I'm going to start experimenting with different things to see what works. And I'm going to follow the impulse that I have to move my hands. And I'm opening them, closing them. But what I really want to do now, it feels like I want to shake them. So I'm going to shake my hands. For some people, rubbing their thighs sometimes helps, or even moving their feet. Sometimes people move their feet a lot, push their feet, dig their feet into the ground. There are a number of things that can be helpful here, but again, I want you experimenting. This is your body, and you need to find what is helpful for your body. So I'm going to go back to shaking a little bit, and now I'm going to rest my hands on my legs. Oh, there's a spontaneous deep breath. When we have a spontaneous deep breath in somatic experiencing, that is a sign that our nervous system is shifting to the parasympathetic state, which is where you want it. That is that middle window where it's the social engagement system, and so it's coming back to this place of calm aliveness. It's important that it is a spontaneous breath and not one that is forced or intentional. That does not mean the same thing as when it's just a spontaneous thing that your body is doing, because when it's spontaneous, that is your nervous system, your your survival system that's doing that spontaneous deep breath. And that's, again, just a great marker. It's okay to do a deep breath by yourself and decide to do a deep breath, but it's the spontaneous deep breath that we can use to track our nervous system really well. So once you find what works for you, again, what is helpful, that's what our key word is, what is helpful, write this down on your sheet so that you can start to know ways that are the most effective way for your system to shift relatively quickly when you start to experience anger and want to bring down that intensity to manage the anger in a somatic experiencing way.